Now that you're equipped with the tools you need to answer the search and destroy questions on the reading section, you're ready to tackle the general questions. In this lesson, we'll go over general questions, which include except, least, not questions.
Except, least, not, or ELN questions are tricky because they're asking you to find the wrong answer instead of the right answer. Essentially, you want to shift your thinking to look for the lone wolf. As the question type suggests, look for words like except, least, and not within the question. They're not hard to spot because they'll appear in capital letters.
You want to save these ELN questions for last because they will require extensive knowledge of the passage, which you'll have gained by the time you're done answering the other questions. Let's use a sample ELN question to practice this strategy. You'll want to practice because our brains naturally want to look for the right answer, not the exception. So the strategy can be trickier than it seems.
According to life, human beings require all of the following except. The first thing you should do here is to circle the word in capital letters in the question. This will remind you that you're looking for the exception. As you go through the answer choices, you want to write yes next to the ones that are true and no next to the ones that are not true. So answer choice A is true because humans require sleep. Answer choice B, food, is also true. Answer choice C, a car, is not true. Though it's convenient, you don't need a car to live. Finally, answer choice D, water, is also true, so mark it with a yes. Which one of these is the lone wolf? The one with no next to it. So we can select answer choice C as the right answer because it's not true.
Now let's look at general questions that ask you about the passage as a whole. General questions are usually not very difficult, but they require a level of understanding about the passage that can only come after a careful reading. Having answered the more specific questions first, you will have read and analyzed the passage enough to tackle the general questions. Let's look at an example.
Given the passage as a whole, which best describes the author's purpose in the first paragraph, lines 1 through 17?
The objective of this question is pretty straightforward, so we just need to use our knowledge of the passage and the process of elimination to get rid of the obviously wrong answers.
Here's the first paragraph. Pause the video and read through the passage. Unpause when you're ready to solve. Ready, set, pause.
How was that? Were you able to identify the purpose of the first paragraph?
You might say something like, the paragraph is laying out the facts of how bad the climate situation is. So now that we have the answer in our own words, let's take a look at the answer choices. Answer choice A talks about slow science and the need for speedier biofuel development. That clearly doesn't match our own answer, so we can eliminate it. Answer choice B states that the paragraph sets up the environmental urgency that motivates the discussion of biofuel development in the rest of the passage. That's pretty close to what we said, so let's keep it for now. Answer choice C states that the paragraph gives us the basic facts about climate change. That's technically true, but a little too general and broad. We'll hold on to it for now. Answer choice D states that the paragraph argues that there's nothing we can do about climate change. That's clearly not the point of the paragraph. It's obviously wrong, so let's eliminate it. That leaves us with two answer choices. Answer B is very specific and close to what we said, and answer choice C seems a little too general and doesn't really relate to the passage as a whole. So let's cross it out. Answer choice B is correct, so go ahead and select it.
As long as you're able to shift your thinking to find the lone wolf when it comes to ELN questions, and then use your knowledge of the passage to tackle general questions, you'll be able to wrap up the reading section of the ACT in the amount of time you're given. And remember, the only way to improve your ability to identify and answer these questions is to practice, practice, practice. So get to it.